quick video today to help answer my still most asked question. What is the best drone for me to get? Over the last few months, there have been a fair few new models brought out, but there's some older models. And in one case, one very popular model in particular that's stopped being sold by DJI. So today, I'm talking about which ones have gone and crucially, whether you're upgrading, adding to your collection or starting out as a beginner with your very first drone, what you need to ask yourself to work out which is the best drone for you. Hello, I'm Ian and I play with drones, and here are a few of the ones that I use most often. Big range, small, big, expensive, cheap. As I said, DJI have stopped selling some, so there are now fewer to choose from, and those that are left have got a fair few differences in specs, functions and price, of course. Now, in most European countries and the UK, only these smaller sub 250 gram models can be flown in towns, built up areas or anywhere near people. And likewise, over in the USA, it's only the smaller drones under 250 grams that don't need full registration with the FAA drone zone, and they don't need that mandatory remote ID module transmitter that is found on larger drones. So that's why today I'm going to be focusing on these sub 250 gram models. Now, over the years, DJI brought out many different versions of the Mini series, starting all the way back in October 2019, the original Mavic Mini. Since then, we have seen a regular feed of new models released, and more so this year with some redeveloping, a little bit of tweaking of specs and rebranding of existing older models. So it's actually become very difficult to work out which model is which and obviously what's going to be a good choice for you. Now, as of now, not only have the older models like the original Mavic Mini and also the Mini 2 been dropped, but surprisingly, even the truly amazing Mini 3 Pro has stopped being sold. I'm still going to cover this one later in the video. That's because you can often pick them up refurbished or second-hand, and it is, in my opinion, easily the best value all-rounder out there. As I said, the features and the prices vary enormously, so let's dive straight in. First off, I need to talk about money. Some of you will want to spend the extra money and get the very best pictures and video you can, whilst others may want decent results, but without forking out a small fortune. And in truth, all the models here are going to produce good results. Almost all of them film in 4K a video. They'll take up to 12 megapixel stills with good color and focus, so you don't necessarily have to fork out loads to get top results. What you do get with more money, though, is very often more features, such as active track, where the drone will follow a moving subject without needing to be remote controlled and the like. You get a whole host of different features like battery life, signal strength, obstacle avoidance, wind resistance, low light performance, and even the type of remote control all play a part in how much it costs versus how many features you get. So, if money is a real issue for you, but you still want some brilliant aerial shots, then in my opinion, you cannot go wrong with the insanely low-priced Mini 4K. Just £215 to £260, depending on whether or not DJI have got a sale on or not. So again, around $300 tops. Now, this is the reincarnation of the original Mini 2. It got relaunched in summer of 2024, and it is now sold alongside the equally low-priced Mini 2 SE. Now, the Mini 2 SE only has 2.7K video, whereas the Mini 4K, unsurprisingly, has 4K video. Like all DJI drones, it's got a camera mounted on a gimbal to keep the video smooth whilst the drone is flying. And so as the drone body moves, the camera will stay focused on that subject, giving you super smooth video. Again, all the drones have got GPS, so they'll automatically return back to a takeoff point if signal is lost. And 4K and the Mini 2 SE, their spec signal range is up to about 6 miles or 10 kilometers, though in reality, obstacles like trees and buildings are going to reduce that range right down. The remote you get with the 2SE and the 4K is very basic. It's this sort without any screen built in. It means you're going to have to attach your smartphone by a short cable that is supplied in the box. But for rock bottom price, you're getting super smooth video, decent stills, and if that is your main priority and you're on a budget, then this really is the model to go for, the Mini 4K. No obstacle avoidance and no other major functional features, but good, decent results for a really, really low price. Now, if you want to step up slightly, then you have the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro. Although, as I said, the Mini 3 Pro is no longer available from DJI New, even though you may still be able to find it at other retailers or second-hand, of course. Mini 3 sells for around £295, so some £50 to £70 or dollars more than the Mini 4K. Both the Mini 3 and the 3 Pro still produce super smooth 4K video and very decent stills, just like the Mini 4K. But the sensor on the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro is larger. It's 1/1.3 inches, giving you larger pixels and with a higher video bitrate for better quality video as well. Both have got higher frame rate options as well, including slow motion, and the camera also rotates, so you get true portrait vertical video and stills without any cropping. The battery life is also a bit longer, adding around 6 to 8 minutes flight time. In real-world flights, that means you're going to get almost half an hour flight per battery. But, crucially, the Mini 3 series also allow for this option here. This is the RC remote with a built-in screen. Now, admittedly, it does add another £100 or dollars to the price tag, but I have to say it really does make a huge difference when setting up and getting ready to fly your drone. There's no having to connect your phone. You literally switch on the drone, switch on the screen, and within 30 seconds you're flying. So it really is a huge improvement on the flying experience. So it is a really good feature to consider. Now, as I said, if you can actually get your hands on the Mini 3 Pro, then this model has also got obstacle avoidance on the front and rear to give you a bit more protection against crashing. And with that, of course, it allows it to have additional features like active track to follow you when you set yourself as a target. It also has got other features like point of interest and spotlight, allowing you to set the subject for the camera and then you fly the drone around with the whole time that camera being locked on the subject that you have set. So you basically focus on flying and the camera focuses on the subject. Very good all-rounder, it really is. I mean, the Mini 3 Pro I think is a truly brilliant model. And it's one that has captured these stunning shots in Iceland a year or two ago of the volcano. It was also the model I had to replace, unfortunately, when I flew too close and ultimately had to decommission it right into the volcano, which was surprisingly poignant and sad experience for me. But anyway, there we are, poor little drone. Mini 3 Pro, absolutely love it though. Bottom line, I think you get better quality video and stills, and if you can stretch to get that extra RC remote with a built-in screen, you will have a far happier flying experience too. So for me, brilliant option around the £400, $500 mark. But moving along, the current top of the sub 250 gram range is the mighty Mini 4 Pro. It's very much my go-to model. I still use it all the time. It really does give excellent video and stills, whilst also having pretty much all of the functions and features you could want, including many found on way more expensive and larger drones. Now, it is good, but it's not necessarily better in all areas, though. For starters, it actually has the same size camera sensor as the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro, 1/1.3 inch. Camera does boast some better specs, though, pumping out 4K videos, up to 48 effective megapixel stills, has a higher ISO for better performance in low light, and it also has super slow-mo options as well, up to 200 frames per second, and up to 150 megabits per second video bitrate, which is pretty much as high a value as any DJI drone goes. What else? All-round obstacle avoidance allows it to have full active track functions, including those more complex functions like active track 360 and the full auto dynamic mode, only found on the new DJI Air 3S. OcuSync 04 transmissions, very latest and best you can get, with spec signal range up to 20 kilometers in the USA or 10 Ks elsewhere. Again, that's down to the fact that it's using the RC2, a new remote with the external antenna, so you do get better signal transmission and are far less likely to suffer any signal dropout. But in truth, and it's a huge but, it also comes in at a much higher price than the 4K or the 3 Pro. The basic Mini 4 Pro with the old style RC N2 remote without any screen comes in at a meaty £689 or around $750. And if you do want the RC2 remote with the built-in screen, then that's an extra £180, coming at £869 in total or $959. And this is the price for the basic package as well, with just one battery. You're easily over £1,000 for the Fly More combos as well. Now that is a pretty huge price increase over the Mini 3 or the 4K, knocking on the door of twice the price in fact. And so you really do need to ask yourself, is the extra obstacle avoidance and functional specs worth that extra money? Finally though, I need to mention this little beast here. This is the DJI Neo, launched this year, and for the drone only option, absolutely the cheapest option out there with a, as I say, drone only option, £169 or $199. As you can see though, this is a very different model, and it's very different from any of the other Mini series. Part standard camera drone, if you like, part FPV or first-person views type drone. It can be controlled by hand gestures, a remote, smartphone, or even a joystick. Now, I did a full in-depth review on this little beast a few months ago, so I'm not going to go into too much now. I'll put a link to it up there. Camera quality isn't quite as good as the other drones here, I don't think, but it still pumps out amazingly good 4K footage, especially for its size and price. So if you want brilliant fun and a very different beginner's model, or a second model to go in your pocket when you've already got a larger drone, it really is an amazing little model to consider. So like I said, check out the other review that I did on this a couple of months ago. So that's about it for the smaller models. Over the years, I have done other reviews on non-DJI drones, a tiny little Parrot Mambo I did, the little Autel Nano Plus. That promised so much, but didn't quite hit the mark for me. And so for 2025, well, I'm guessing a Mini 5 Pro is not going to be too far away, and I'll do a video on my thoughts on that when I might hear and see a few more rumours. But I'm guessing already some of the features found on the new Air 3S are easily going to be featuring on any Mini 5 Pro, not least of which, of course, the LiDAR nighttime obstacle avoidance. Anyway, let's wait and see on that one. For now, hopefully you have found this useful, and of course if you have, as ever, give me a little thumbs up, help the video along, drop your thoughts below, let me know what model, if any, holds a special little place in your heart. Either way, as we approach festive madness, going to take this chance to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and happy holidays wherever you are around the world. Until next time, have fun, happy flying.